Welcome to the Trading Daddies Podcast, hosted by yours truly, the Trading Daddies. I am your host, the Master Crayon Eater, and as always, my amazing co-host.
What's going on? Teflon John here.
Tef Lazy Fosheezy is in the heezy with no beezies because he's a happily married man and he don't need no more beezies. Back for a third time, D is gracing us with his presence. D, how are you, my guy?
Good, I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
Nice. We invited D over to talk about how he's been, and then talk about some dad stories and some good fun that we've been having for the past month. Oh God! But before we move forward, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Academy, bustdowninvestments.com. If you want to learn how to trade, don't know how to trade, if you open up your brokerage account and don't know what you're looking at, if you're still trying to get into the Robinhood IPO, don't do it. But if you want to know how, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at bustdowninvestments.com. We'll get you going in the right direction. And with that being said, make sure you guys hit up our hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell, give us a nice preemptive thumbs up, because if you do not and you gave us a thumbs down, John, what are they?
Your mom's a hoe.
Your mom's a hoe, right? If you want us to cover any stocks for Daddy Bits, make sure you guys drop it down in the comment section down below. And let's get to it after this intro. Welcome to the Trading Daddies Podcast, hosted by yours truly, the Master Crayon Eater, and as always, my amazing co-host.
What's going on? Teflon John here.
Tef Lazy Fosheezy. For all the beezies. It's not for all the beezies. John has no beezies. Back for a third time, gracing us with his presence. D is back. How are you, buddy?
All good. What's up, brothers? How y'all?
Chilling. Just got back from a nice little I visited the mouse. I visited the mouse.
That was Disneyland.
Let me get to that. I visited the mouse. I wanted to discuss with Mickey himself, like, what the fuck are you doing with the stock, my guy? What are you doing?
No, it wasn't Mickey. It was not Mickey. It's ScarJo.
Is it ScarJo? Why are you letting ScarJo get in the way of your mojo? Why you doing that, Disneyland? We'll dive into
next. You know who I read was next was
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yep.
Emma Stone.
Yep.
It's in the cards are about to fall, boys. The cards are about to fall, and the reason why is this. If you don't know, the reason why the ever beautiful Scarlett Johansson decided to sue Disneyland is because Disneyland. Ever since John said that on the show, I started calling it Disneyland.
It's hella funny. Like, I call it Disneyland. Like, we're going to Disneyland. We're going to Disneyland.
Disneyland. So, the reason why is because the fact that Disney Plus decided to release Black Widow at the same time.
Yep.
Did not sit well with her, and there's some bonuses or maybe some compensation that's not being realized by doing that.
I think it was like 50 million.
Yeah, somewhere around that, along those lines, right? And the reason why there was such a heavy push to get Black Widow into Disney Plus, right, is because Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, his compensation is tightly tied into how Disney Plus performs.
Yep.
So obviously, as a CEO, you're going to protect your pockets first.
Yep.
You're going to want to put in what you need to put into Disney Plus. And let's face facts, though. Like, are there a lot of people going back to the movie theaters?
Barely.
You know what I mean?
You tell me, you're the one who's long AMC.
Oh, I'm long AMC, not fundamentally. You don't trade AMC because you want people to go to the movie theaters. Who says that? I'm not long on AMC because I truly believe that movie theaters are going back in fashion. No, I'm long AMC because ooga booga. Ooga booga, John. Ooga booga. There's no reason. There's no rhyme or reason why you're supposed to be in AMC. Actually, to be honest with you guys, don't get into AMC. Just don't. If you don't feel it, you should don't. But as a like, you see what I did there, right? By telling people not to get into AMC, they're going to. There's a lot of reverse psychology that's involved in that trade. But we'll talk about my Disney experience later. But D, dude, how have you been since we've spoken to you on the podcast?
I'm good. I actually came back from Vegas and Arizona. Well, mostly Vegas. We visited Arizona. It was about a 4-hour drive from Vegas to Arizona. We went to the Grand Canyon. Never been there before. So visited. Yeah. So we were there for an hour, and then it was a nice day during it, within that hour, and after an hour, a thunderstorm hit. So we had flash flood warnings on our phone. So before we left, we went to one of the souvenir places. I forgot what it was called, but try to grab some souvenirs before we head out. All of a sudden, there was a blackout in there. Like, okay, are we having any 5-finger discounts here?
Make that 10, they won't see.
But anyways, they had a little generator just for the cashiers and everything. So we got a few things before heading out, and next thing you know, it was pouring. It was like to a point where like it felt like hail, but it wasn't.
This was in Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. And then when we got to Vegas, it was.
Was it smoky?
No, it wasn't. It was nice.
Okay.
It was nice.
You know why you're getting the smoke? It's because the pressure system is actually going north.
On me?
Yeah, on you.
On you.
Yeah.
On you.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So then, we pretty much just spent an hour, took pictures, head out, got to Vegas. We left Grand Canyon probably like around 3. Got back to Vegas close to 8.
No.
Chill for a little bit.
Tell us about your degeneracy.
Yeah,
like did you go to Vegas to go to vacation? Did you go to Vegas to clickety clack on some chips?
Oh man, when you head out to Vegas, you gotta play with some chips.
You gotta play with some chips.
So I think it was a Monday. Sunday I got there, and then it was a Sunday I did play for a little bit. Played some roulette. Lost a quick 300. Because I was trying to figure out the strategy that my cousin was telling me. I couldn't figure it out though.
There's no strategy.
There is no strategy with roulette.
No strategy, man.
I want to.
Then ended up playing poker, lost there. So I was like, man, fuck this trip. See, let me ask it was the first day.
Let me ask you that though. Like when you go to Vegas or any location that has like a legitimate casino, none of these craps with cards. Like a legitimate casino, like a Vegas style casino. Right. None of these roulette with cards. You ever seen that shit? You see that bullshit?
Was that Cash Creek?
Yeah, Cash Creek. That invented that.
Yeah, like there's one down south, like any Indian reservation casino has the most cockamamie games that you could ever see in your life. The worst.
And people are playing it.
And people are playing. People are playing. That's the funniest thing. Is like people are playing. Like, how do you play that? And then so when you go to a legit Vegas style casino, right? When you hop in, obviously you don't walk into a Vegas casino knowing that you're gonna win. You're already losing at that point. Right, you have to walk into a casino just to have fun, right? The money that you may win if you make the right bets is just a cherry on top of the whole thing, right? Granted, you're playing with real money, but in order for you to win it, you have to risk it. At that point, right, you're losing 300 off of a roulette table. Do you just say, you know what, I'm done, this isn't working out for me, or do you chase?
Actually, I had a limit, so 300 was my max. Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I bought it I bought it with 100. Second time 100. Third time, last 100. I was like, if I don't hit, fuck this game. Because So I did meet up with one of my coworkers who was there. He hit me up, talking about, oh, come through, play some roulette or whatever, gamble, have a drink. All right, cool. That's when I went to. He was staying at the Orleans, just like a few minutes off the strip.
Yeah.
So met up there, had a few drinks, gambled for a bit, and get home till 4 or 5 in the morning. Other than that, I did lose that day, but that coming Monday, it was MLB. MLB was playing. Sports betting. So I was like, all right.
Tell us a story about your cockamamie bets.
Cockamamie bets.
Oh my god! So there's this. I forgot what bets were there, but I
sent you the exact bets. I don't know what you bet.
John sent me. He wanted to go halves with me on. Well, actually, he wanted to bet on some MLB. I was like, all right, if you bet, I'll go half with you. I'll match your bet. So he sends me the bets. All right, I go over there, place our bets. It was like what, three
parlays, yeah.
3 parlays. Yeah, 3 team parlays. There was 4 games that were 3 teams, 1 game that was 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So my dumb ass didn't even look at the number of what I picked. So I was like, yeah, I picked the right team, right? But I picked the first 5 innings.
On all of them.
On all of them. So pretty much what it is if your team hits within that first 5 innings, you win for that.
Yeah, but you also had
I had other teams. Yeah, I had other teams on there, but the first 5 innings was like, yeah. So
I was like, why didn't you check? Like when the guy gave you the ticket, did you not check your ticket?
Damn,
that's $300.
It was.
Damn.
So yeah, so it was my bad. So I was like, you know what, John, I'll use this ticket. I'll put in another bet for our original bet.
That's like buying a call, but you wanted to put instead.
Exactly.
And now you're just playing like you're like.
So
best part about it is coming.
The best part is all right. So we hit 2 of our tickets.
Yeah, we hit 2.
So at the time I was staying at the Caesar's Palace, and my parents were staying at Venetian. So I placed the bets at the Venetian. So I told my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, can you cash this out for me? One of them should be like $70 because I pushed on the first 5 innings and whatever. And then the other one I hit. And the first 5 innings should be $70. The second ticket should be like, $300 or something. She's like, okay. So she texted me later on that night after she cashed it. She said, total was $647 and 40 cents. So we gave $2.40 to the bookie, as a tip. I was like, and I looked at the text, I had to double look. I'm like, $647? That was supposed to be like less than $400. That was supposed to be. So then when I did check the ticket, because I took a picture, and then I checked my ticket and I checked the scoreboard, and I was like, shit, I hit.
Again, it was like buying a call, not knowing that it's supposed to be a put, but your call hit.
That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, of course, Filipino mom or Filipino parents. Oh, balato.
Yeah, balato.
So, I gave her a couple hundred. So just
yeah.
Moms.
It's always like that. It's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, I've never done first 5 innings bet. I even talked to John. I was like, how's the first 5 innings bet work?
That's savage. There's also a bet called a Nerfy bet. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what is that?
So it's no runs first inning.
Oh shit.
Wait, what's the first 5 innings?
Also, we found out the first 5 innings is whoever is up within the first 5 innings. So, for example, that game.
The pitcher, though.
Yeah, you're betting the pitcher, of course. If that pitcher plays that first 5 innings and they are up, then you win.
But the pitcher has to stay within the 5 innings, or can they be replaced?
Yeah, they have to stay within the first.
It was a very hard bet, and I looked at the picture. I was like, "Why'd you bet these?"
Yeah, that's a hard bet. Like, what's? Wait, let me ask again. What are the odds on that one?
Oh,
man. It was. What was it?
4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It was a 2-teamer too, so it was 4-1.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing the cockamamie story that you did, all the degeneracy that you had in Vegas.
I did play some poker out there. We did play the me and my stepdad. We played the 20K guaranteed or 30K guarantee. I forget what it was at the Venetian. $400 buy-in, first place get 14K. Man, my last hand that I got out was I had pocket aces, of course. Guy calls me with 5-7, and rivers are straight. I was I was low stack at the same time, but come on now, 5-7.
That's like something my brother would do. Call you 5-7 offsuit.
Offsuit.
That's why he calls it 3-4.
Exactly, 3-4 diamonds.
He calls it 3-4 diamonds. That's his favorite hand.
Favorite hand, yeah.
Favorite hand.
Yeah, I missed Vegas, bro.
Savage.
Yeah, they actually, when I was over there, nobody's wearing masks. Friday night was lit, but man, of course I still was being safe, had my mask on and everything, but it felt weird, like seeing everybody. It's like it was like a COVID party, the COVID party waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying?
It was a soup. You were sitting in soup.
Exactly. It's like, goddamn.
Wait, aren't they reverting back to mask?
Yeah, they mandated it on Friday.
In Vegas?
Last Friday?
They mandated in Vegas?
This past Friday. My brother, who obviously lives there now, he knew about it. He's the one who actually told me about it. Friday afternoon, he went out, did some grocery shopping or whatever, and he was probably one of the only few that was wearing a mask. And the people were like, why are you wearing a mask? You don't need to do it in Vegas. And he was like, he showed it on his phone, like, look, just started this today. You do need to wear your mask. So
damn, that's why.
Yeah, cases are actually rising.
Vegas stocks went down.
Yeah,
man, that sucks. I have Win, man.
Yeah, the Win just took a dump, dude.
If you're telling me that they're locking down again, man, should I dump my Win position?
Oh man,
CZR took a dump too.
Huh?
CZR took a dump too.
Caesar, yeah.
Yeah, I think the reopening plays are about to take a dump. So I'm actually short Disney now.
All right. Well, real quick, let's do a roundtable. What's your most cockamamie? I like using that word now. Ever since
it's a fun word. It rolls off the tongue.
Nico, ever since you told me about cockamamie, I picked it up and I was like, I like that word, cockamamie.
It just rolls off the tongue. Like, what kind of cockamamie things I can do today? Like, what kind of cockamamie trades can I do today?
It's like, all right. So, what's the most cockamamie story that you've ever had in Vegas? I'm pretty sure we've all had it.
Oh, okay.
PG-13. All right, PG-13. All right.
Let me make it PG-13 for y'all.
Because there's some TVMA as well.
No. Let me make it PG-13 for y'all.
All right.
So it was a boys' trip to Vegas, and we rolled in 12 deep in a van. 12 deep in a van. Imagine that. This was like mid-20s Vegas trips. When you don't have that much cash, right? And you just want to go out with your boys. So we pulled up a van, rolled 12 deep going to Vegas, took a road trip, got to Vegas, and there was some stuff that was being chopped up. say the least. There's some stuff that was.
Oh, you came from the pharmacy.
There was a pharmacist involved.
Oh, okay.
And our good friend Molly also joined us there. So there was stuff, and Molly was around. She was cool.
The only Molly I know is the one that ran poker rooms.
So we went there. We had some fun. 151 was the drink.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because all right, so when you do stuff, 151's fine.
Yeah, it's like
How do you even remember that trip?
It's a good memory. It's a fun memory for me.
You like pass out for like a couple of days?
No, this was like mid-20s. You don't pass out in your mid-20s. This is
true.
the reason my hangovers are 3 days now.
Yeah.
This is the reason why my hangovers are 3 days. And my liver says, no more. You ain't doing that no more. Right? My liver's like, block the hate away. So I actually went with a good friend of ours. I'm not going to mention his name, but you all know him, right? And he's also in the Discord.
Oh, I already know who it
is. So all of us decided to go, hey, because actually, your remember when you went to Vegas, like the person that got you guys into the clubs, we talked to him too. We got into excess because of him.
Samson?
Yeah. So we got into excess because of him, right? So we're in excess. We are like smashed. At this point, we're so belligerent that we're looking for fights, right? 12 dudes drunk off of 151 and some stuff, and Molly was hanging out. So we're here just looking for fights at this point. So what I did was, you know what? I'm not in the mood to swing today. I'm not accurate. I'm not gonna do this. So I said, bruh, you wanna go to a place real quick? And he goes, does it involve a limo? I'm like, yes. Does it involve poles? Yes. Let's go. So me and my buddy, we left everybody at the club. We called the limo, and the limo picks us up and takes us to a place. We get to this place, but we couldn't find a seat because it was super packed. A very upscale place. It's nice. It's pretty in there, right? But we were like, all right, we can't find a seat. My eyes are rolling back, like to the back of my head. And I am on a good roll at this point. So I'm walking around like, bruh. And you know what? You know what's funny? Because at that point, at that age, when you're in it, you don't realize how dumb you look. When you don't realize how stupid you look when you're rolling, and it's very noticeable too. Because I've seen people, like I've been sober around a tea party and they're hanging out, and all I see is this. I'm probably some water.
That looked like Mikey.
You look.
One of my good friends.
Stop, John! Stop that!
Not bad.
Stop that, John! Stop it! And it's extremely dumb. You look really stupid when you're doing it too, and you don't realize that because it's like it's how you breathe too, and it's the dumbest look ever. So
who has the Vicks? Who has the Vicks?
Who has the Vicks? Who has the Vicks? So we're walking around, right? And then I saw, like, from the corner of my eye, another joint. I walk in there, night and day. So we're looking at the A team and we're looking at the G team.
G team.
The G team.
It's so far off.
It's so far off that I saw one of the performers wearing a leg brace. Like it's not bad. And this is around like 11 p.m. 11 p.m. when it's supposed to be prime time.
Right.
We're seeing the A team that are in very nice clear knee brace. Like, can you imagine the difference between pumps and knee braces? So we're over here and we're already in it. I don't care anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here. And I sat there. We both sat there. We watched an entire shit show, and we decided, all right, it's time to go. We got out and we don't know where the hell we are. So we have to call a cab to get back to the strip because it's on the other side of the strip. So we got back to the room and everyone like, where the hell were you guys at? Where the hell were you guys at? And we're like, don't ask. Don't fucking ask.
So I know who to take now.
You have to take them. You have to take them because there's a certain level. There's a certain level of fuck it that is always in play. Always in play.
I know who to take now.
You have to. You have to.
We don't have to say his name, but I know who.
That's why we call him the silent assassin, bro.
Yeah, he just comes out of nowhere. He comes out of nowhere, and I always call him out. Be like, "Oh, where'd you come from?"
He's a legitimate ninja. He's a very legitimate ninja.
Yeah, he only speaks up like when, you guys were in there? Oh, I made this much.
He comes out with sneaky gains.
Yeah. Didn't we call that like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, we did. But here it is. I forgot to tell you that I was in it. Yeah.
Oh,
but
I was there.
Let me share you. Let me share to you guys my quick 2-minute story. This was when I was obviously a bachelor, obviously, and then it was just fun times. And it seems like every month, I remember I would be frequent in Vegas. I would go like every 2 weeks, every month.
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was that bad.
Really? Every 2 weeks?
In a year, I went like at least 30 times.
But this is when you were playing, right? Like you were
playing what?
You weren't playing poker this time? You're just going?
Yeah. Playing what? Playing who? But anyway, so it was just a fun trip, and then I remember it clearly. It was on a Friday. I got off of work at 2 because I used to work at Panera and all that, and then used to get off at 2:30 ish. Had a flight at 4. Okay, and I remember I stayed at the Caesar this time, and my boss like texts me, "Hey, we have a huge event, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Saturday, you have to be there because you're gonna meet up some big shots, right?" And I was like, "Fuck, like I'm in Vegas, like, like I'm supposed to be here till like Sunday, right? Because I'm on Friday, Saturday."
You flew there?
I flew there. Yeah, I flew there. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll deal with you. This is like 4 in the afternoon. And then I have to be, at some spot in Oakland at 7 in the morning. So I played. And I was like, you know what? Boss calls me up again. He's like, "Hey, are we set for tomorrow?" I'm like, yeah, we're set. And this was 7 p.m. 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
And you haven't done any work.
I haven't done any work. Yeah, no. The work was me. All I gotta do is just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I have to present to a client and all that. And then so anyway, this was 7 p.m. And then I was like, you know what? Like, how am I gonna get home? All right, I'm in Vegas, 7 p.m. I have to be somewhere else in Oakland 7, 8, 12 hours from now. So I booked the flight going back home at 10, late flight. So I was only in Vegas for 6 hours.
Did you go back?
Yeah, I went back, bro.
You went back? No, you went to Oakland, did your job. How long were you there for?
No, I didn't go back to. That'd be crazy, man.
Bro, I was gonna say, what a savage you are.
No, I had to book a late flight, last minute. It was like, but the funny thing was, a lot of these trips were paid for by some of my degeneracy. That time alone, the ticket was like $400.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, for
last minute. Yeah, and then I got to Oakland pretty safe. So that's just one of my quick 2-minute story that I would always remember, and I always tell people, like, oh yeah, there's one time I was in Vegas for only 6 hours.
Did you get a refund on the flight back?
Oh no, they just had to switch it.
Oh, they just had to switch it, but at least you got it switched. Jesus Christ!
They just had to switch it. Thank you, Southwest. I'm also long LUV, by the way.
Yeah, long.
Which I'm kind of wary about because of this whole reclosing. But yeah, they just had to switch it from Sunday to Friday, and then I just had to add, a few more hundreds. So that's whatever.
Dude, speaking of the quote, did you know that Manila is back into like what they call an ECQ?
But they've always had a tight policy over there. They've kept it tight where people are on lockdown and had curfews.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean they have now they're back in it.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they had a relaxing of it, and then now they're back in it.
So is it true that I mean, my mom told me about it, how things are in the Philippines again. Is it true that if you like break curfew, like you go to jail or something?
Yeah, you go to jail.
You get arrested. Yep.
You get arrested.
For real?
Yeah, dude. Didn't you hear about the extrajudicial killings?
Oh yeah, the president. He don't mess around.
You don't mess around. No. You don't play. You don't play.
Yeah, he don't mess around.
If you get caught with a joint, pop.
Yeah.
Easy.
Will you get shot?
Yeah.
What?
And there's a cash reward, dude. People be snitching out there. You know how Filipinos are, bro.
For real?
Filipinos are, bro.
And the cops there are dirty too. They're
hella dirty, bro.
They be placing drugs in their in their drawers, saying, "Oh, what's this?" Like, oh, never mind. What are you talking about?
You think American cops are? You think American cops are dirty? Right?
Man.
Look at Filipino cops. Filipino cops, bro, will plan it and say, "That's yours."
Some of them aren't even real cops.
Some of them do this. That's yours. Like,
already pointing the gun at you.
Like, see, that's yours.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's a pop on the spot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's underreported too. Like we've heard some news stories about it, but it's underreported because that's how like the president currently was the mayor or governor of Mindanao or Davao, mayor of Davao, and it started there.
So that's how.
That's why. Yeah.
Damn.
A full savage, by the way. A full savage.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to the Philippines anytime soon.
No. I got a blue passport. I get kidnapped fast. Also, I'm cute.
Crazy town over there.
I'm cute. Like I'm cute. Like if I'm this cute, I get kidnapped.
Oh yeah, dude, and I'm light skinned, so
yeah, exactly. I was
you're
gonna say
I stand out.
You're getting kidnapped quick.
I'm gonna get kidnapped real quick.
You know why? Because you're so light skinned that they're gonna think that you're a businessman.
Yeah, and you're tall.
And tall with a Chinese last name, bro. You didn't come from America. You came from Taipei.
And my Tagalog is broken? Oh, damn. That's it. You're done. You're going in the back.
You're going to the back. You're immediately pulled up for economic containment reasons.
You're going in the back of the L300.
They got a skin tone. They got a skin tone chart at the Philippine airport at NAIA at Ninoy Aquino International Airport. They got a skin tone chart. If you are a shade darker than if you're a shade darker than D, you get an automatic pass in the line.
Go.
Right? But if you are a shade, if you're a D shade and higher, you get detained. They ask you certain questions and ask you where you're coming from and how much is your family willing to give up for your freedom.
That's not a ransom. It's just an exchange.
It's an exchange. It's a barter. It's a barter. The tourism dollars at work. You have to be a shade. There's a shade chart. I remember the shade chart. I remember that because I went to school in Manila, right? And that's true though. Like that's true. Like depending on what shade of brown you are, it still affects how you are quote unquote dealt with. Right? Even in school, that happens. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've had some really, really, really dark Filipino classmates.
All right, let me butt in. In all honesty, I do think there was some racism going on too. When
there's a lot.
Huh?
There's a lot.
Oh, now that I'm all grown up, I'm like, wait, hold on. Racism is everywhere. It doesn't have to be like, here in the US. In the Philippines, it happened a lot too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a especially if you grew up in Manila, middle class Manila,
Yeah.
You're an arrogant fuck. Like that's plain and simple.
Yeah.
If you grew up,
Compared to being in the province, oh yeah.
Yeah. If you grew up in the provinces, and there's the Manila boy view, which sadly I have that view. Like that's what I grew up with. I grew up middle class in Manila, so I have this certain level of arrogance when it comes down.
Oh man, you had a cook and a driver. Come on, man.
Bro, we were poor. Okay, we had one cook and one driver. We were poor, sir.
What?
Sir, our corned beef, sir. Excuse me, sir. Our corned beef was ox and palm. Very poor, sir. Sir. My family could not afford the good spam. It was Filipino spam. We weren't poor enough for luncheon meat, but we could afford spam.
But you had a cook and a driver.
Sir, one of each. Very poor. Sir. Sir, one of each. Sir.
Talk about ma'am, sir. Come here, ma'am, sir.
Our Christmases were spent at Shangri-La.
Wow.
Sir.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Very poor.
Excuse me.
Sir. Shopping was at Mega Mall, sir.
Oh, excuse me.
Over at EDSA, sir.
But going back to the whole skin tone thing, yes, I've experienced that. And, you know, when you watch TV, turn on any commercial, they're always promoting, you know, the white soap, right?
Yeah.
Like, rub this on your skin, you're going to turn white, right? No, why? I don't understand that.
Okay, so let's look at it this way, right? There was always this level of colonialism that stayed.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So if for those who don't know, the Philippines was colonized by not just the Spanish, right? That's why we all have Spanish last names.
Japanese, American.
Yeah, the Japanese and the Americans, right? So that's the reason why we have Spanish last names and Chinese first names. Like,
or vice versa.
Or vice versa, like John Coe, right? Like imagine having a cousin, Lube del Toro. Wushi Fernandez.
Mushi?
Wushi Fernandez. But because of the colonization and the original Aboriginals that were living in the Philippines, they were Aboriginals, right? If you've seen an Australian Aboriginal, we're pretty much the same skin tone as the natives.
They're still fighting
back home in the Philippines, and the Malays too. The Malays. So it was split into two, right? The southern part of the Philippines, Visayas and Mindanao, were primarily occupied by the Malays, right? Malaysians, Indonesians, those people. The northern parts were very native, and that's where the Aboriginals were. And because of the colonization, the Spaniards came extra white, right? The Americans came extra white. There was a level of, we need to be this skin tone in order for us to feel accepted.
Why is that?
It's just ingrained in the Filipino mind. So if you look at all the soaps, it's always like whitening soap.
Yeah.
Right. And dude,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And our
if you're light skin, you're rich.
Our brown Filipino women, I love them to death. I think like if you're a Filipina, you should embrace the fact that your skin tone is of tan complexion, because it's amazingly beautiful. Yeah. Right? Me, I'm just cute because I'm mixed. I'm just that cute.
Here we go again.
No, but I gravitate towards the fair, not the fair complexion of Filipinos. Like, the tanner Filipino. That's to me, that's beautiful. Just absolute gorgeous. Because I grew up with a lot of Chinese Filipinos, and that was just normal to me, and that's like that's not my thing. But I do feel that there has to be a stop and appreciate the fact that you are that skin tone, because it's beautiful no matter how you look at it. No matter whatever no matter what you're born with, you shouldn't have to change that. because you have to love yourself, and for you to think that whitening soap or whatever you need to do to lighten your skin tone, I think you're in my personal opinion, you should embrace your own beauty. You should be confident in yourself, and you should love who you are first. Like, remember when I was a kid, the tawas? You remember like putting like the thing like on a cotton ball, and you have to that's acetone. That's acetone you're rubbing on your fucking face.
It's like rock salt.
Yeah, rock salt.
Exactly.
Rock salt, bro.
See, with me though, I for me personally, I used to want to be the opposite. I wanted to be a little bit darker because I used to kick.
What are you talking about? You're already dark.
Even darker than I am. You know what I used to call myself? I used to call myself a light-skinned Negro. That's what I'm saying. Because I used to kick with a lot of black folks back in the day, back in high school and everything. Mm-hmm. So I used to want to be a little bit darker, kick with all the.
It's different.
It is.
It's different because if you grew up here, you emulate what's popular,
mm-hmm.
right? And we've all done it. Dude, back home, like when I was living in Manila, the only band that I listened to was Bone Thugs and Harmony because we wanted to emulate that coolness, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what we look up to, right? And we emulated the clothing and all of that. And I mean, because I also had some time living out here, because I've been back and forth a lot as a kid. I've lived in Manila for a while, and I've also lived in Denver and also lived in Cali for a bit before actually, finally settling here. And having that both perspectives kind of created who I am right now. But as you tend to want to be part of what's around you first and foremost, right? Yeah. In Concord, it was different because Concord was primarily just straight, white. It was straight white in Concord. But depending on where you live at, that's what you kind of want to be, and that's who you surround yourself with, and you want to be immersed in that culture. But I see what you're saying too. That makes sense. How about you, John? You grew up in Pleasant Hill, right?
Yeah, we grew up in Martinez, Pleasant Hill, Concord. So it's within that radius. But growing up in the Philippines and then living out here, obviously now. But I spent. When did we move here? Back in '99 when I was 13. Yeah, 13, 12, 13. Life was completely different. And when we saw our first meal was at Denny's, right off of Chilpancingo, and I was like. It's funny because I told my dad, I was like, oh my God, like, I've never seen, so many different races, right? Ever, like obviously there's white, there's black, there's Hispanics. And I was like, oh my God, like this is how it is out here. Is there racism out here? Is there, the whole difference in the background? Does that even matter? Right. Because we've experienced that, in the Philippines. And then, I was so naive back then, right? When we first got here, I'm like, I don't think it happens here, but yet here we are, right? As we go to school, I went to middle school in Valley View, College Park, and I did the whole trifecta, right? Valley View, College Park, and then DVC, right? What would you call DVC again? Harvard behind the mall?
Harvard Diablo Vacation Center, Harvard behind the mall, Pleasant Hill State.
Pleasant Hill State. Oh my goodness. But yeah.
13th grade.
13th grade. 13th grade.
But I definitely experienced it, throughout middle school, high school. Not so much in college, but definitely in high school. And it's just, mind blowing that it's everywhere, right? It's not just in the Philippines, but that's just my take on that one.
It also plays into, it's interesting, right? Now that you mentioned that, because as a kid, you don't really realize this until you get older and you experience more life events, right? I remember going to, like, I was living in Colorado for a couple of years, right? And I had a pretty cool, normal 5th grade experience. Right, I was in 5th grade. I was living in Denver, and that was the first time I was ever called chink.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I'm playing basketball with all the popular kids, right? And I didn't know it at first. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that was a derogatory term, right? Because my sister and I were the only Asians in school.
I would understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Asians in school, right? And interestingly enough, when I was in Concord, I was living in Concord, there was only a handful of Filipinos until years later.
Yeah.
Right. But back to the Denver story, like I'd be playing basketball and playing sports like a normal kid, like normal kid would. And I'm playing basketball and I was like, come on, Chink, shoot the ball. And I'm like, that's new. And and I didn't know any better. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm the Chink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what that meant. I'm a little fob boy coming from Manila. Like, I didn't know. Right. So I went back home and my mom explained to me, like, that's a bad term. Don't ever call people that. Right. You know, and you have to be respectful of other people's races. But if they call you that, just don't fight back. Just take it with a grain of salt, because you're not home. Like, you're not in your home court, essentially. Right. So you have to really just take it. That was a very interesting experience. That's the first time I ever experienced racism. And I didn't even know it until like I came back.
Yeah.
Right. Until I came back. But also, like, think about it this way, right? Your race and your upbringing kind of dictates your future profession.
You're not a nurse.
I'm not, but here's the thing. Let me get to the point, right? as we, right, we're now realizing that we are masters of our own destiny.
Yeah.
Right. At first, like, John, when you went to school, like, what were people telling you to be?
Be a nurse?
D, what were people telling you to be?
Same thing.
Same thing, right?
You work in a hospital, D.
I'm not a nurse, though.
You fulfill your destiny.
you're nurse adjacent.
You're surrounded by nurses.
Stereotype adjacent, D. No, but let's be real there. Let's be real. Like, he went into the medical field. I tried, and I don't like school. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So thankfully I have the gift of gab. So I got into it, right? But let's take a look at what the current landscape is now. We are now seeing the divide, the walls come down in terms of what we're allowed to do, right? Before, the game that we play was only made for people who are privileged enough to play it.
Yeah.
Because before, you would need a college education. You would need a Series 6 license. You would need a Series 7 license, right? And that was the toughest part, because I used to do underwriting for insurance. So in order, I would, do underwriting for life insurance, and I'd have other agents that were also financial advisors. And in order for them to have to be able to give financial advice, you would need these Series 6 and Series 7s. And on top of that, they're not even allowed to make their own trades.
Yeah.
They're not, right? They're only supposed to advise. So think about it, that game that kind of got minimized, and we no longer need those licenses. We are now allowed to play their game. But for the people who are thinking of playing the game and not wanting to learn how, what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? I get it. It looks daunting at first. Yes, it's real money that you're playing with. But if you can learn how to do it in a way where you're minimizing your risk and trying to find a community that will help you each and every step of the way, what are you doing with your life? If you open up your brokerage app and you don't know what you're looking at, why is this candlestick red, and why are you still using Robinhood? Because they don't even use candlesticks, they use lines. What are you? Are you snorting those lines?
Hey, let me butt in. So, as we all know, Robinhood IPO'd, right? And they had the worst IPO in history. First of all,
and it got pumped by the hedge funds the next day.
I know, it's crazy, huh? Well, going back to the worst IPO history. So they raised that much capital, but they were down like 8 to 10%. At the get go, the first hour or so, right? Worst in the history. Why is that? Well, it's because you pissed a lot of people off. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a TikTok about it. I
know you still gotta post it. You still gotta post it. Yeah.
But think about it this way, right? If you're new to trading, you don't know where to start, right? Because again, this shouldn't take place of your current 9-to-5 job until you're ready. This is a way for you to realize some long-term gains in order for you to set yourself and your family up for the future. If you're wondering why this 30, 38 to 40-year-old is riding around in the car of your dreams and has like a 5-bedroom house, dude, nobody has a 7-figure income anymore unless you're a billionaire, right? For the people who are interested in making that kind of dream reality, they're not dependent on their current income. There has to be another supplemental income in order for you to do so. And
make your money work for you.
Make your money work for you. Other people have 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet. Good for you guys for finding the time to do so. But let's and I respect the people who have that kind of hustle and heart, right? But if you're also looking for a way to do it in the most efficient way, right? Again, I'm going to harp on this. It only takes $100 a day. $100 a day is $24,000 in your pocket. $24,000 on top of what you're currently making, right? Median average income for people our age is roughly around 75 to 90, right? That's about roughly where we're at, right? Because of inflation and all that hoopla. Imagine adding another $24,000 to your yearly income. What can you do with another $24,000, John? The car.
Investment again.
A
lot of things.
Things. D. $24,000. What can you do with that?
Oh yeah. Stay for the kids' college.
Right.
Renovation.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Right. Renovation right now. I mean, let me add to that though. Like, it's like that saying, those who can't change their minds can't change anything at all.
I just love
your
fortune
pull
cookie
the box
stuff,
out of fortune cookies. Like you have a box of fortune cookies.
Nico,
like it's ready.
Nico,
like
are you catching on to this?
Yeah. I am. So I
born
feel
in the
that,
fortune cookie factory, bro.
I feel like he just pulled a fortune cookie out, opened it off screen. Oh, okay. Here we are, guys.
I got one for you, John.
No, it's true though. Real. I mean, yeah,
it's real.
Yeah.
Think about $24,000 a year that you're setting aside, right? And that $24,000 a year is not just a set $24,000 a year. Let's say you make that $24,000. Now, in the second year, you scale up. You scale up because now you have more capital to play with. And if you've been trading consistently enough to make $100 a day, you think you could turn that 24 and double it and make it $50,000 a year? Now you're just tuning it up a little bit more. Another $100, that's $200 a day. $200 a day will get you $50,000 extra a year. Right? So now year 3, you're making 75. In reality, how much have you made already? 25, 50, 75. You're up $150,000 in year 3. Right? I know 3 years is a long time, but if you are setting your goals realistically and you're going up anyways, $150,000, that's what? Tuition for 3 college kids?
Yep.
Imagine giving your kids the opportunity to go to school without having to worry about student loans.
Right, because majority of them graduate with student loans.
Yeah, with student loans, right? I have a lot of friends that went to school and good on them for.
You're still paying for it.
Good on them for graduating, but a lot of them are complaining that their loans are coming due, and it's very, how do you say, deflating sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine just doing essentially the bare minimum of making $100 a day consistently, and scaling up every year.
How do we get there?
You get there by making sure that you guys join the Bust Down Academy. BustDownInvestments.com. if you guys are learning or want to learn how to trade and join the community of active traders. This is like the stuff that we talk about on this episode is stuff that we actually talk about on the Discord.
Hey,
Okay?
and on top of that, signups are coming out fast right now. So I think classes are starting 3 weeks from now?
Yeah. D's a student. D graduated from Bust Down Investments, right? Can you tell us your experience from start to finish? So people could, people tell us, so you can tell the other people who are interested.
From start to finish, let's see. I had a slight knowledge, I guess you could say, on the market, but I wasn't fully into it until I took the class. As soon as I took the class, I was like, wow, like, really? I couldn't believe I missed that, or I didn't read about it. I mean, the class actually tells you things that, from a beginner standpoint, like they really go from A to Z, and as far as like the knowledge and the terminology, and to like the strategies and plans that you need to prepare yourself. It really was helpful. I mean, take it from our other alumni that graduated already. I mean, they've been killing it. They've been killing it. I mean, they've been killing more than I have, to a point where, like, damn, where was I? But at the same time,
you were gone for 2 weeks in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, that's not the point, though. I'm not trying to compare myself towards other people. I mean, it's based on how how you plan, what's your strategy, and what's your risk management, pretty much. Like I've been telling, I told John, this thing is not to compare yourself with others, because it's not a competition. You know what I mean? So other than that, this class really helped a lot. I mean, till now, it's still fresh to me. Like I would still ask questions. I would still want to learn. To the point where, like, I'm still a student. Yeah.
When are you going to stop trading in the bathroom? Oh, at work too. At work.
When I become full-time trader, that's why.
That's where you go. So, and it's interesting. It's very interesting to me, because some people think that, I've taken the class and that's it, right? Yeah. I've seen some people drop off, but they don't understand that if you've taken the class, you're allowed to retake the class again.
Right. Yeah.
We leave it open for the people who are in our Discord, so they could retake the class again. Yep. Because the knowledge never ends. There's always something new that will show up. Right? There's always something new that will show up, and there's certain strategies that kind of formulate as we go. But as a member of the community as well, how has your experience been with the whole Discord fam?
For me, man, it's you guys are like family to me. Honestly, like we can joke around, we can be serious. I mean, but that's rare, though. I mean, but everybody fucks around to a point where, like, oh damn, y'all like brothers to me. You know what I mean? So the Discord actually has been, like, my go-to, to a point where, like, if you really need somebody to talk to, or if you want some type of insight, or if vice versa. I mean, I'll try to be on there as much as I can. Also, if anybody needs help. I mean, I've reached out to some of the students that are in this class right now. If you guys are busy, if Jay's busy or whatnot, I told them, just reach out to me. I mean, I'm always here. If nobody's really available, I'm here to help. We're all in this together. I always say, like, we're all as one. I mean, we're not leaving anybody behind.
Mm-hmm. There's a certain sense of community, especially in this Discord, that I don't see that anywhere else, because you could go pay $250 a month at a different Discord, and all they're doing is showing you charts. But there's a certain level of camaraderie and brotherhood that we've developed, and we're fairly tight knit. And you see it, like when we went to that barbecue, we saw everybody just breaking bread together, and it was one of the most beautiful things that I've been able to be a part of. And I think that there's an added value to it. So if you guys are interested in taking the class, ask us how you can get 2 free months of the premium this server channel, right? We'll definitely get you guys going there. But John wants to talk about some earnings real quick.
Oh,
what you got, buddy?
Both of you guys lit up, huh?
What you got?
All right. First of all, so for our listeners and our viewers, it's earnings season, by the way. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys already knew that. All the FANG stocks already reported last week. Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla. Okay, Facebook. So we had a somewhat a rough patch in earnings. Okay, a lot of these big mega cap stocks didn't do so well, even though they killed earnings. Like for example, Apple. Apple killed. It seems like Apple kills every earnings, right? Mm-hmm. And the market still reacted the other way, right? Look at Amazon. Amazon semi killed it, and they were down almost 7 to 8%. How that's just crazy. Tesla, however, my son was up. Okay, Tesla ran, and Facebook not so much. Okay, so let's talk about what's been happening in our Discord channel. So we created what's called, for our premium members, it's called Bust Down Bets. Okay. And it's a new segment, and we're gonna use Bust Down Bets as a way to create I don't want to say camaraderie, but keep people engaged when it comes to earnings. Okay, and it kind of forces people to read up on the earnings and why the market reacted so. Okay, and for this week's earnings, we are going to come off after a busy week. We have another busy week ahead of us. Let's start off with Monday. We have Ferrari, we have On Semiconductors. Those are the most notable ones. Okay, so after close Monday, we have Transocean, Solar Edge, Simon Property Group, SPG, one of my favorite stocks to invest in. They own malls. Okay, they pay about 4% in dividends. They ran 100% in the past 6 months or so. Now Tuesday gets a little bit busier. You have some energy in there, pharmaceuticals. Let's start off with the list. Alibaba. Tuesday, that's gonna be huge, especially with Chinese stocks. I know, dude, especially Chinese stocks getting whiplash and all that.
Did you hear what Kathy did?
No,
she got rid of China.
Oh man,
she got rid of the only thing that she's in is Roku, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, it's just hard to invest in Chinese stocks right now. Corsair is one of them. Oil giant BP is reporting. We have Under Armour, okay. Eli Lilly, Clorox Company. This is pre-market. Discovery Channel, Discovery Group. Mm-hmm. Nikola.
Wow, that's a thing?
I know, right?
Nicola's reporting. We're betting on Nikola.
We're gonna bet on this one.
We're betting on Nikola.
All right. So check this out. The CEO posted $100 million for his bond. $100 million, because he was in the hot seat, man.
Yeah, who's the risk management department over there?
Trevor, he pretty much just said to all investors that Tesla's behind Nikola. No, man.
Good Lord, you tripping?
Never. Posted $100 million.
I'm going to talk about Tesla in a bit after we're done here.
Yeah. After hours, we have Skills. Energy Transfer pays about, I think, 5 to 6% currently. Activision, Oxy, SunPower, Big Five, Alteryx. Alteryx is a company. It's a counterpart. It's a competition for Palantir. Lyft. By God, Lyft. I'm sorry for Lyft. Wednesday, we have a busy week. We have GM, CVS, Kraft Heinz, a boomer stock. Okay, if you've never heard of them before. After hours, Roku, Uber, Etsy, Fastly, Marathon Oil, WDC, Western Digital, Win, my favorite.
Growth stocks are reporting. Ooh.
I don't know about Win. Yeah, Roku's going to be huge after close. Thursday, even better. You have Moderna. Moderna is trading at a super high premium right now.
Oh yeah,
$300
for sure.
That's crazy.
Remember when I started trading, Moderna was around 60s,
20s, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I remember they would do that too. Like they would pump the stock hella high, and the CEO would sell shares. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, yeah. And we thought that it wasn't going to go anywhere, right? And here we are, like a year later, it's at 300 something. Viacom, Wayfair, Yeti, Regeneron. Remember Trump promoting Regeneron? Regeneron. Take the cocktail. Regeneron. Thursday after close, a big one right here. Square. Okay, Virgin Galactic coming off of their flight. Okay, their successful
big
flight.
Branson reporting.
Let's see how it pans out. Let's see if they've gained more ticket sales to space. Okay, because Richard Branson flying to space really promoted the entire brand. Again, it's mostly higher end clients that that are buying tickets to go to outer space, right? Cloudflare, Beyond Meat, fake meat, fake sales.
Fake meat,
fake
sales.
And Zillow Group. And we need to talk about real estate, in our next few episodes soon enough, because I do feel like once the eviction, I don't want to say propaganda, but
eviction moratorium.
Yeah, it's going to end soon.
It's already ended.
Did it? I thought it's ending September.
They didn't vote on it.
Ooh.
They
couldn't pass the vote.
So here's the thing, though. All right, a lot of people haven't been paying their rents and their mortgages. Okay, so there's been a lot of chatter about real estate. It might be a bubble right now, because if a lot of houses foreclose, we're looking at a bubble again. And
a lot of banks are bag holding right now.
Yep,
banks are bag holding.
They would have to buy out all these mortgages. So I don't know. Is it time to invest in real estate soon?
I think about it this way, right? If you take a look at the chain of events, remember that Wells Fargo stopped doing lines of credit.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So they're trying to gain more liquidity. It's not like there's a lot of theories floating around as to why, but if we take a look at it from macro perspective, why would a bank try to gain more liquidity if there's no bubble that's about to pop? The only reason why.
They're setting themselves up. They're
setting themselves up to
cutting their losses early.
Yeah, they're cutting their losses early. It's the only way. Imagine a bank that's not able to loan you any more money.
Right?
Because they have to take those funds and they have to use it for smarter investments.
That was a red flag.
No, that was a red flag already. That was a red flag to begin with. So I wouldn't be too hyped. It's not a swinging market. It's a day trade market. Yeah.
Well, thanks for telling me that. Friday, DraftKings.
Oh, let's go.
As a bookie myself,
man, you're gonna bet on the bettors.
Yes, you're gonna bet on the casino. I mean, I don't want the casino to come down. Okay. Friday, this is pre-market. Before open, we have DraftKings, we have Oxygen, Goodyear, Kronos Group. Okay, it's a weed company, and then that's it. That's it for earnings this week. We have a big week again.
Couple of things. Long Tesla. I drove down the 5. Each and every single supercharger is getting ready for construction.
Oh, they're gonna turn into a diner, huh?
There's a lot, bro. Like these superchargers are extra nice, right? You know what we need to do? We need to get Zach back on the show because he's part of that team.
He's part of that team. He told me.
He's part of that team. I want to get him back. We need to get him back.
Man, imagine just charging and just getting a latte or a burger or something.
Dude, I went to the Kettleman. I charged over at Kettleman. I got a coffee. I got to use the restroom. Right? They had.
Wait, so are they testing it out right now?
There's one that's like a full, like, you could sit there and hang out.
How come you didn't take pictures?
I did take a picture. I posted.
Oh, you took a picture of the coffee in your car. That's it.
Yeah, because I got a coffee from the supercharger. Is that the same thing?
I wanted to see the inside of this.
You wanted to see the inside. Man, you didn't tell me.
Oh,
was that a fully developed area already?
No, not
Where
even
you stopped
barely.
at?
So it's
like
really
in the
cool
middle of
'cause
nowhere.
it's their own property. It's their own lot, right? It's by Bravo Farms. They're like super like some barbecue that you get on the other side of the street. And then you drive in, you park and you charge, and then there's like a cafe, like a full service cafe, and it has merch that you can buy, and there's vending machines for snacks. And then you could use the restroom, fairly super clean restrooms, by the way.
There you go.
So long Tesla. There's so much more to Tesla than what it's doing right now.
I've been long. What are you talking about?
Extra long on Tesla. You know what I mean? So a couple of housekeeping things. Just remember, guys, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at bustdowninvestments.com so that you can get you guys going in the next set of sessions. Ask us about how to get 2 months premium. Be part of the premium server. Shout out to our friends over at Still Hyphy. I'm rocking their Still Hyphy hat right now. They're really cool people. We're all about uplifting other brands here. So if you want to be featured, hit us up and we'll talk. A couple of things. Any last trades, John?
No, I mean we have a busy earnings week this week.
All
So
right.
I'm looking at Baba seriously.
Yeah. Any trades that you want to highlight?
Not necessarily. I mean, I was looking at Ford, the 4-hour chart. It broke.
I'm liking Ford.
It's testing support right now. So
Nice.
long Ford, I guess.
No, Ford is solid.
If you don't even know what support means, you guys should be hitting up Bust Down Investments right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And make sure that you guys hit up our socials. Hit me up at Trading Poppy. Follow John at John C Trades. What's your new Instagram? There's a new Instagram.
Yeah. ITM.boy.
ITM.boy. If you guys want to follow us all on social media, tradingdaddies.com for all your news, your merch. And with that being said, let's get trading.
Yeah.